Hey, good morning, everybody. Puppets, tell me, were you guys watching the election this week?
Boy,
Sure
oh
was.
boy, I was. I've been watching TV like 30 hours a day and eating a lot of gummy worms while I waited to hear what was happening. Now we know it's Mr. Joe and Kamala. I'm exhausted from all the suspense as I couldn't sleep. And when I did fall asleep, I dreamed I was the president and I didn't know what to do. I ordered the army to dig worms up for me. Boy, that was a crazy dream.
Ooh-wee, Marvin, me too. It was my first time to vote in a presidential election, and boy, was I excited to see who would win.
Well, it was a big week, and Puppets, thanks for sharing. We can all stop having our eyeballs glued to the TV. But right now, it's time for our Bible story. Marvin, can you remind us where we're at in our story?
Oh, well, we kind of didn't do a story last week, Julie, because it was All Saints Sunday. And boy, it was just really good to talk about how to honor the people we love that have died. It meant a lot to me. I thought about it all week. I also learned, and this made me feel good, that a saint could be anybody.
Mm, yeah, that's right, Marvin. Last week was a good week. Well, in today's story, we are going to skip forward. We've been in the Israel with the Israelites in the wilderness, and now we're going to skip up to the story of Ruth. And Ruth is a book in the Bible, and it is a story about how families take care of one another. The story has a sad beginning, but a happy ending. At the start, a woman named Ruth and her mother in law, Naomi, are hungry and lonely. As their story unfolds, they find not only food, but friendship and love.
That's right, Julie. There once was a woman named Naomi, and she lived in a country called Moab. She was very sad because her husband and her two grown up sons had died. Naomi moved back to live with the only remaining family she knew, and that was in Bethlehem. Before she left, she went to say her goodbyes to her daughters in law. When she stopped at Ruth's house, Ruth would not leave Naomi. And she said, "Wherever you go, I will go, and your God will be my God."
So Naomi and Ruth went to Bethlehem just in time for the barley harvest. Naomi knew Boaz, who was a wealthy relative, that he lived there. Perhaps he could help the two widows, she thought.
I'll go there and gather grain from a barley field, Ruth said to Naomi. In those days, there was a law that allowed poor people to gather grain left behind after the field workers cut down the grain.
Naomi said yes. Ruth left to gather what grain she could find. By chance, Ruth went to a field belonging to a man named Boaz. When Boaz came to the field, he asked the man in charge, "Who is this young woman over there?"
Well, she's the woman who came with Naomi, he said. She asked if she could gather grain in the field. She has worked all morning and rested only a little bit.
Well, Boaz then went to Ruth, and he said, "Gather grain only in my field with the other young women. You will be safe here. When you are thirsty, you can get a drink from the water jugs over here."
Ruth bowed down to Boaz. I'm from Moab. Why are you so kind to me?
"I have heard how kind you have been to Naomi. I know that you left your family and country to come here with her. May God bless you."
I hope you will always be kind to me, answered Ruth.
Then Boaz invited Ruth to eat lunch with him. Later, he instructed his men to leave extra grain in the field for Ruth to gather.
And then when Ruth went home to Naomi, Ruth had a lot of grain. Naomi asked, "Where did you get so much grain? Whose fields were you in?"
A man named Boaz was kind to me, said Ruth.
"God bless him," said Naomi. "Boaz is one of our close relatives. He can help us."
Ruth returned to Boaz's fields every day during the barley and wheat harvest. She and Naomi had enough food to eat.
Hey, George, I've never gone into a field and gathered anything. Why do people allow hungry people to gather grain from their fields?
Well, that was how they fed hungry people in Bible times. It's called gleaning. Hey, how do we help feed hungry people today? Are there ways that you and your family can help?
I heard the church is collecting food for families who don't have enough food.
Yeah, I read about this in Julie's newsletter. It's exciting. People need Thanksgiving items like stuffing mix, cranberry sauce, gravy, cornbread mix, canned vegetables, bags of onions and potatoes, and all kinds of other things. We could glean these things from the grocery store with our families and give them away. We've got to read what Julie says.
Yep, and we can drop it off in the blue container outside the church's main entrance doors.
Well, good work, puppets. You just made that announcement for me. Okay, everybody, it's time for Marvin and his riddles.
Oh boy, this is my favorite time. Anyway, we're going to say a riddle. I'm going to ask you a question. What is a tree's favorite drink? Julie?
I don't know.
Root beer.
That's a good one.
Okay, one more. Why didn't the teddy bear want dessert?
I don't know.
Because he was so stuffed already. Okay, one last knock-knock joke. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Nana.
Nana who?
Nana, your business, Julie.
Okay, Marvin. All right, everybody. Well, it's time to say goodbye. But before we do, we always do our prayer time.
We like saying prayers with everybody. Here's a prayer we can pray when we need hope. It's also a Bible verse, and you can find it in Isaiah 40:31. President-elect Biden referred to this verse in his talk last night, so I thought it would be kind of cool. First of all, Dan will say the prayer first, and then I'll say it, and then we'll have everybody say it together. Okay, Dan? Tell us how to go ahead. Hey, Dan, you're on mute.
Thanks, Marvin. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Amen. You want to give it a try, Marvin?
Oh boy, yep. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Amen.
All right, now I'll do it line by line, and you can repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
Those who hope in the Lord
But those who hope in the Lord
will renew their strength.
will renew their strength.
They will soar on wings like eagles.
They will soar on wings like eagles.
They will run and not grow weary.
They will run and not grow weary.
They will walk and not be faint.
They will walk and not be faint.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, I love that prayer and that verse. Say, did you hear what else Joe Biden said last night? He said his grandfather told him to keep the faith. I like that. And then he said his grandmother chimed in and said, "No, Joey, spread it. Spread the faith." That's good advice.
Mm. That's excellent. Okay, everybody, we'll see you next week. Bye.